Okay, we are good. Hello everyone, my name is Eric, but you can call me Bladewalker, and welcome back to more 7 Days to Die Alpha 21.1 Experimental. Hard to believe it's still an experimental. I didn't think it still would be a week. Well, yeah, it's only been a little over a week. But I really didn't think it would still be an experimental. It was a decent update, but it wasn't like it was huge. So, today we are going to be doing, yes, more pit base work. First things first, I realized, you may notice that it is now day 36, and the last episode I think was only like day 32 or 33. I forget what the last episode that's aired is. Let's see. Oh. What was I putting in there? I thought I was... Oh, I guess it already ate it up. Alright. Not expect that. Looks like we're gonna have to do more of that. Alright. Let's see, how is our cement looking? Pretty good. Got nothing going on there, nothing going on there. Doing you. Alright, let's go. Nothing, and nothing. Need to go to the trader and get... Just need to check their candy, because before, when I did the Horde video earlier this morning, I realized that I didn't really have much candy. How much money? Oh, I got 11,000. That's plenty. Since Alpha 21, they increased the cost of the candies by 3 times. And I don't think they really nerfed the money you make, per se, but as a result of that, we, unfortunately... Yeah, see, there's hardly ever any Atom Junkies or Recog. I don't know if she had any. Does she have any? Got any Recog, Jen? I don't remember. I don't think she did. No, she doesn't.
You know, a few things turned up missing the other day. You don't know anything about that, do you?
Nope. Wasn't me. It was other kids, ma'am. Alright, well, so much for that. How about Trader Joel? Guess we can go check Trader Joel. We got plenty of time. Since the next Horde is, well, 7 days, well, 6.5 days away. I was going to do some of this stuff off camera, but I was like, you know what? I don't know how long it's going to take to do the base. And we're not going to do anything other than just digging. And then obviously this, I want to see if I can check some of the other traders. Oh, I really want a gyro, but unfortunately it's probably one of the very few things about Alpha 21's magazine system that kind of sucks. Getting a Crucible, if you're not lucky like I did in this series. Getting a Crucible, the gyro, and the chem station can be very, very difficult. Which is unfortunate to say the least. What's up with all the vehicles being stuck partially in the ground? I thought they fixed that like Alpha 19. I don't know why that's still a thing. I don't remember that happening very often in Alpha 20, if at all. Moe's Grocery. Surprised it's not Moe's Bar, but, you know, whatever. Judy Witch. It's funny, everybody thought it was Jawoodle for the longest time. That's what I thought it was. What you got? Nothing good, I'm sure. Ooh, vehicle. Alright, I'll take that. How far are we away from vehicle? Now we're close to the Jeep, but not real close. I believe, yep, there's Trader Joel. He is right here. My old personal world used to be the same map as this, but the new one I started is different. Because I wanted to try out the, Ostrich Hotel. So it's completely different than this world, unfortunately. So sometimes I forget that this is the old world. See, really? Nothing? I've got like 6 learning elixirs still, so I'm good on that. Yeah, I hear you, Joel. Not buying anything other than the items that I Neat. Well, I'll buy a lantern. Little bags broke my stuff. Always take the water. Don't know why I bought that, but okay. Military. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna buy nothing else, and then proceeds to buy everything he's got.
I thank you, kind
All the
sir.
customized fittings mod on this world. Can never remember. Yes, I do. Haha. That's it? Really?
If we ain't got what you're looking for, we can get it.
Sadly, Joel, I know that is not the case. Make a hunting rifle? That's nice. Oh, wait, it's... yeah, it's that way. Oh, I saw you, bird. Yeah, don't even pretend. Don't even try and pretend. I know you were up there. I don't really want to go to... wow, there's a crater there and one over here. Well, we're not going to do that on a stream, so we'll do that. Wow, it's 1.2 kilometers to the base? Dang, didn't realize it was that far. Oh, well. It is what it is. I need to put the keyboard away. Go. Get back to the base and start digging. Oh, because it's so much fun. It's actually not bad. I don't mind doing it. And I've got so much stone, it's ridiculous. So much so that I'm probably going to start selling it. Excuse me. And not because I won't use it, but because I'm going to get so much more of it still. I really hate those. Main reason I like the 4x4, but with the changes to vehicle damage, can't really drive a 4x4 in a city anymore. You barely nick a sign, boom, 15% damage. And if you hit something hard, holy crap. God have mercy on your vehicle. It will absolutely wreck it. I tried driving the 4x4 in my private world. I drove it for like a day, maybe, in-game, and then had to shelve it. It just... the hallways and stuff are too narrow to safely go through at any kind of speed. And I got tired of barely scratching things, and it just decimated the... I mean, look at the friggin' motorcycle. 64%! Can't tell you how many times I've repaired this thing. I just don't understand it. It seems to be better in 21.1. I think there was a bug, apparently. It's listed in the notes, where your vehicle took damage, extra damage after... like, it would take damage, and then it would take damage again when you hit the next thing, and it would like double the damage. It was weird. So it does seem to be better, but I mean, that's a relative term. It does need gas though, and before I forget, let's fill it up. Ooh. Just fall down. Gas, repair. Okay, it's pretty much fixed. So that's all I've got is the off-road light. I found the supercharger mod on my new personal world, and oh boy, does it ever haul when you go to... I'm not reading that so I can show people in the next video that I got it. I mean, I got it on stream, so it isn't like I'm lying about it. You can see there's evidence. I wonder... everything looks good. Hey, Sam, please, welcome. Not a whole lot. Need to get more work done on the pit base. And instead of just doing it all off camera like I usually do, I thought, why not go ahead and stream it? I already streamed it once. And I would have streamed sooner, but I needed to... I was too close to day 35. And I did not want to do... I didn't want to do it super short off... the stream would have been super short. So, I think this is good. Yeah, I think I already cleaned out the item. Alright, so we're good. That's where our actual base is going to be. We might even start on that in this stream. Just not building it, digging it. Digging more of it. I couldn't finish more than that because until I collapse the area that's over it, if you have a hole like that down under something you collapse, the stone or whatever it is can go through the ground, and sometimes it will actually destroy something below that it hits. I've had it destroy boxes and chests. I think it can destroy workstations too, but I'm not positive on that. So, until I collapse a little bit more of this, I don't want to start digging any more of the actual underground base part. So now I gotta get my item here, my little Q-tip. We're gonna drink this. We're good on food. We're good on water. Now we put my little Q-tip in the R2 button, the R2 trigger, and the pickaxe swings itself. I just gotta move the left analog stick a little bit to move forward, and it does all the... Ooh, something smells tasty. So now we just do this, and this is all we're gonna be doing for the next, I don't know, 1 to 2 hours. I did just finish the Day 35 Horde recording a couple hours ago. So, I recorded the next 3 episodes after today, so I'm good through Tuesday, I think. The Day 35 Horde video will be on Tuesday. It was an interesting horde, but of course, no spoilers. Not gonna tell you what happened, you just have to wait and find out on Tuesday. I will tell you one minor spoiler. We did finally finish the Tier 4 quests from Trader Jin. We haven't done any... I didn't do any Tier 5s yet because I unlocked it at the end of the video right before the Horde. So, the next video, we probably are going to do a Tier 5 quest. We shall have to wait and see. Oh my god, now you're annoying me. I think my sister-in-law is cooking food, and I'm starving. And it smells really good, and usually the stuff she cooks is, to me, disgusting. She was born and raised, I believe, in Texas. And she's half Latino. Her mother was Caucasian, I guess, white. And her dad was apparently Latino. So she's half Latino. She definitely is much more Latino than she is, quote, white. And she's pretty cool. And so growing up in Texas and everything, and as I said, being half Latino, she's a huge fan of Mexican food, and I'm not a big fan of Mexican food. It tears me up. I don't know. But she loves making all the burritos, tamales, and she makes it all by hand. There is no store-bought crap. She makes everything by hand. And so usually the stuff she makes doesn't smell good to me, but I don't know what she's cooking, but it smells really good. And we're near the end. We're at the end of the month, so no monies. Eating nothing but mashed potatoes every day. Yum. Not supposed to do that as a diabetic, but hey, it's cheap. Doobie-doo. The one thing I wish I could do while I'm doing this, streaming this particular type of stuff, I wish I could listen to music on the computer, but I haven't researched how to do that without the music being recorded in the stream. I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it. Because I'd love to be able to just, quietly, but noticeably listen to my music. Since I do have no one else to, well, I got people to talk to, but no actual... Just me and the sound of stone breaking. Do. I know it's kind of unusual for me to stream super early in the day. Oh, no! Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. 10:30 in the morning here. But I just finished the Day 35 Horde video at like 7 a.m., so... Took a break for a couple hours, watched some TV, also known as YouTube. I don't actually have TV. I had it for years and never watched it once, so I was like, yeah, you can get rid of that. Brother was spending like $10 a month for the cable box or satellite box, depending. Never ever used it. I mean, I'd record a bunch of stuff, but I was like, nah, never watched it. I was like, yeah, you can just send that back and save the $10. I've only been watching YouTube for God knows how many years now, 5, 6 years maybe, probably longer. The thing about YouTube is it's so vast. you really can't ever run out of stuff to watch. Maybe stuff you love, but stuff in general, no. I don't think so. Boy, the viewer count thing is just going crazy. 1100110. I don't even think that thing's particularly accurate all the time. I don't expect to get many people in here today just because it's such an early time for me. Most people that watch my stuff, they usually expect me to stream like 5 o'clock. Maybe afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but I don't think anybody really expects me to stream at 10 o'clock in the morning. However, lately, if I lie down at my normal time, which is like now, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, I don't wake up till like 9 p.m. and I'm not streaming that late because nobody'd show up. So I was either thinking take a nap now and that's it, no stream for today, or I just do it now. I know what that is. Oops. Where are you, stupid murder worm? Die. It's like dropping that, unfortunately, caused a minor collapse. No, that's alright. That's actually the whole point. Alright. First hole through on this section done. Yeah, collapse. I really don't care. I honestly don't understand what's holding up half this stuff anyway. You know, when I want you to collapse, you won't, and now that I don't want you to, you are. You suck game. Oops. Doesn't matter, I collapsed a huge section earlier this morning while passing time during the Horde day, and not one screamer showed up the whole time. I even went and cleaned it all up and everything, not one screamer. Then as soon as I went back to the base to check on things, boom, 3 back-to-back at the same time. I say back-to-back, they were at the same time. I was like, are you kidding? Well, the frame rate dropped to 80 instead of 130. I don't get this game sometimes. Oh, wow, yeah, that's a big collapse. Damn, that is a really big collapse. Never mind, that wasn't a big collapse at all. Which is okay, because that just means we're even closer to being able to start working on digging out the base. Actual base, which is right there. One more major collapse, and we will be ready. So, our coffee's wearing off, so let's get the crafted into bundles. I don't need to eat. Won't ever need to drink coffee, and then stick my Q-tip in the controller again, and away we go. Just got to get the right angle, and then walk in a line. Do this for like 7 or 8 rows, then we can do a collapse. I'm not sure. We're obviously past halfway, because as you saw, the hole for the actual base we're going to build underground is in the dead center of the pit. So we're a little past halfway on the collapse. And it's taken, I mean, what is it, day? Really? More stuff's collapsing? Huh, didn't expect that, honestly. We're now on day 36, and yeah, we're only halfway. Yeah. I think I said in the very beginning of the series, like, we might have it done by like day 35 or 40. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And then even once I collapse everything, that's when the real work begins. Because remember, I have to dig out the entire floor and the walls all the way around. Everything's got to be replaced with concrete. Then we got to build all the bases in the middle. I got to build the gyro landing pad. I still have to dig the entrance for the actual base. Yeah, we got many, many, many hours of work to do. The pit base was my first series ever, and it's by far the longest series. I think the closest I ever came was like 60 or 70 episodes after that, and the pit base I think was exactly 100. And it ended on day 113, I believe. I finished the series with the day 112 horde. I've gone significantly longer before, but since I started doing YouTube videos 3.5 years ago, roughly now, I haven't really had the, I wouldn't say necessarily the time, but the motivation to go that long on a world, since I always have to do streams, and I say always, or say have to do, but since I do streams and videos and on pre-recorded videos and all that stuff, I don't really have the motivation to go 100 plus days on my private worlds anymore. Plus, it seems like since Alpha 19 or 20, I think it was 19, for me, personally, when I get to like day 60 or 70, the worlds kind of start bugging out a little bit. I start having weird glitches and... without bartering skills, like 120 or 150,000 dukes, it's way more than I could ever... Well, I mean, you could do it. However, the problem is, it won't even become available until about now, I think. They did a new thing with the traders in 21, Alpha 21, called bartering, or no, it's called Trader Stage. Same thing as the loot stage and game stage. It's based on your level and the level of quests that you've unlocked at the trader. The highest being tier 6 quests, and I just unlocked tier 5. On day 34. And I think you have to be like level 80 or 90 without any points into bartering or whatever, the trader thing. You have to be like level 80 or 90 and then level or tier 5 or 6 unlocked in order to get the gyrocopter to show up. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I watched the video that explained it. If you buy all the perks, I think you can do it at like level 70. But you also have to have the trader, I think, at tier 6 or maybe 5? I forget. Only buying. You can only get them from buying. You can't... Well, okay, you can get it as a quest reward. Oh, you're not a feral, you're just... What on earth is that? Oh, it's the moon. What to say? What is that? Anybody else, or were you the only one? You can get a gyrocopter parts bundle from the... When you complete each tier, there's a chance to get a vehicle bundle, and I believe the gyrocopter parts bundle can be... it's a tier 5 reward, so we could technically still get it. The problem with the bundle part reward is that I don't think it ever can come with both parts. It only comes with one. And unfortunately, without getting both parts, the chances of looting... Because you can loot the parts. Or, yeah, you can loot parts for vehicles. But obviously that's also loot stage / game stage dependent. And I don't know what loot stage gyrocopter parts start showing up in loot. And I think it's only in, like, the vehicle boxes, the pass and gas. Maybe the tool boxes, I'm not sure. I have almost never looted the parts. Usually I used to loot the schematic, but the schematics are no longer a thing. You can't loot schematics for anything anymore except for mods. So, and then like I said, it's like 120,000 or something like that. Now, if you take all the buffs, like the pumpkin cheesecake, and not Learn Elixir, the Grandpa's Awesome Sauce and stuff, you can probably get it for like 70 or 80,000, but that's still more than I'll probably ever have. There's just too much good stuff for me to buy. I'm not like some of these people that are like, oh my god, there's nothing to buy at the trader. Wish I had that problem. The problem in this world is this is the first time, probably ever, that I haven't really spec'd hardly at all into Intellect, at least relatively speaking. I just put a point into it after the Horde Night, I think. Because I've been focusing fairly heavily on strength, perception, and now fortitude, so Intellect is only at 5, and I just put a point into it. I think that, yeah, that just unlocked this, the Daring Adventurer 2, which gives me better trader items. It's like each one of these gives like plus 10 trader stage or something. And Better Barter is just gives you 5% up to 25% off. And so I don't ever buy that anymore, since the main reason I used to buy Better Barter was to unlock the secret stash, which that doesn't exist, but the same effect is basically doing a Daring Adventure. And I'm not really getting many vehicle magazines or workstation because I just haven't put any points into Intellect. I just did, which is what unlocked those, so I might start putting points into the vehicle one. I've got 2 Crucibles on this playthrough from looting. Pretty early, too. So, I usually only get 3 max, but 2 is more than enough to do what I need to do. So, the workstation, I think I'm almost to 50, which unlocks the only other thing but the Crucible, which is the Chem Station, but I bought one. I think I bought one. Pretty sure I didn't get it as a reward. Maybe, no, I think I did get it as a reward. I think I did get the Chem Station I've got as a reward. So I don't really, I like to have a second one, but it's not necessary, strictly speaking. Get this angle correct. Yeah, there we go. So, I could probably put a point or 2 into the vehicle one. I think I'm at 66 or so out of 100. So I need like another 4 or 5 books, and I unlock the 4x4, which, as I mentioned earlier, is sadly useless in the city now, because you can't... there's a lot of tight spaces where, not a big deal, you just ram through, but now you can't, because you take like 15 or 18% damage if you barely graze anything. I drove the 4x4 for a single in-game day on my private world, and I almost destroyed it, just barely trying to squeak through places at a very low speed. So the vehicle damage changes make the 4x4 worthless in the city. In the open and stuff, absolutely, but in the city, where technically you would want it the most, useless. Hell, the gyrocopter, I banged into a tree and lost 25% health. And then I bumped into another tree after I hit that one, and I lost 50% from 2 hits. In like less than 10 seconds. I was unhappy, I was. I was quite ticked off when that happened, to say the least. Well, deserts are guaranteed if you make a standard world. A standard world is like 30%. It's like 40% pine forest, and then like 25% desert, 25% snow biome, and then like, I don't know, it's like 16% of the wasteland. Yeah, the vehicles definitely didn't take enough damage before. They were well, I wouldn't say indestructible, but they did what they usually do, and they went way to the other extreme. They went from not taking hardly any to being destroyed in like 3 hard hits. It's like, now you can kill zombies with them, because when they reintroduced the collision physics in Alpha 17, because they added all the new vehicles, you did like no damage to a zombie. And they did it so that you didn't just drive around on Horde Night and stuff and just run zombies over completely safe. You can't do that now anyway, because in Alpha 19, I think it was 19, they added or maybe it was 18, they added the new Blood Moon mechanic. If you're on a vehicle, a crap load of vultures spawn, and they just surround you, and you cannot drive. They will completely stop you and then just murder you if you don't abandon the vehicle. So you can't drive around on a Blood Moon now and run things over, even if you wanted to. It's not a thing. I've shown it in my videos when it first was introduced. You're not doing it. I did it in the gyro, and they knocked you. They bump into you so hard that you lose all your momentum, and then you just literally drop out of the sky and splat the ground. In the 4x4, like 7 or 10 of them swarmed me, and they hit me from all sides, and it stopped the vehicle. I couldn't drive, and then they just beat me until I bailed out and ran away. Yeah. I don't mind it. I think that's fine, because otherwise, like I said, you could just drive around on Horde Night, so I don't have an issue with it. But they now let you run over zombies, but you take like 10 or 15% damage sometimes, depending on the zombie. So, yeah, it's not worth it. I think the least I've taken was like 5% when I just barely ran over a bow. Well, I'm actually glad you get XP because you never did before. You used to be able to run over bears and everything else and you never got XP. So I'm actually happy about the XP. I don't care if it's half. You literally did nothing to get the XP, so I'm okay with that. But the damage, I think the zombie damage is okay-ish. Because again, they don't want you to just run over zombies with impunity. And let's be real, if you run over a body, even a rotting one in real life, it's like hitting a deer. You're probably not going to be getting very far in that vehicle. So I'm okay with the zombie damage. It might be a little too high, but not terrible. But the collision from just... I'm not talking about taking a vehicle and driving as fast as you can and hitting a wall head-on. I'm okay with that taking a lot of damage. Not a problem. But when you barely graze a tree or a stop sign and it takes 15 or 18% damage, no, that's not acceptable. And then to top that off, they reduced the amount of health a repair kit heals only on vehicles. Thank God they didn't change it for like weapons and armor and stuff. So you can't just use repair kits, and then of course with the water change, it makes it just a little bit harder to have a lot of repair kits available. So you can't just run around. Now they did give you a lifeline on the repair kit durability restoration. Every point you put into Grease Monkey, it's another one of the parts of the perk. It increases the amount of hit points healed with the repair kits on vehicles. So, I mean, it's okay in some aspects, but I definitely think the damage for just barely touching anything is way too high. I mean, it's not like it's a little too high. It's like double or triple what it should be, in my opinion. And if at this point, I don't think they're going to change it. If they do, it'll be a very, very small change. And apparently there was a bug in alpha, in experimental, and they apparently did fix it. Actually, I don't know if it was an experiment. I think it was an alpha 20 or 21, and now they fixed it in 21.1. It was something to do with like vehicles were taking extra damage from like previous hits or something. Like if you hit something and then you would hit something again, it would like give you the damage twice or something. I don't remember what how the patch notes described it, but it sounded like you were basically getting extra damage for no reason. And it does seem like the vehicles don't take as much, but they still take way too much. And again, opinion, but everybody knows my opinion's correct. So, yeah, it's one of the changes of 21 that I'm not big on. I mean, I get why they did it, but the fun pimps tend to be heavy-handed in either case. They always tend to go to the extreme. And the vehicle changes are no exception. I mean, when I've been driving the motorcycle here lately, the last couple of in-game days, I had a fully repaired motorcycle, and I would run over those stupid poles that they use for, like, the curbs, and I'd take 2% damage. Just from running them over. It just, you know, you bounce over them on the motorcycle. I was like, what? Why am I taking damage from that? That doesn't make any sense. It's literally part of the road. Now, I guess, yeah, technically you're not supposed to run over curbs, but it's a freaking video game. I'm not going to drive around those. That's stupid. Makes sense in reality, but this isn't reality. Oh, lovely. Well, I can always use the extra iron and lead. Get this set up again. There we go. So, it is what it is, as they say. It's not awful, but it ain't great either. As for the desert not being a guaranteed spawn, like I said, the desert is a guaranteed spawn. So if there is no desert at all, or if it's very small, then that means whoever made the map changed the advanced generation settings. Most of the time, I changed the advanced generation to be an equal 25% for all 4 biomes. Because by default, it's like 40% for the forest, and then like 20-ish or 22% or something for the other 2. And then the wasteland's always like 15 or 16%. I think this will be the last row, and then we'll do a thing. Yeah, I never make a world unless I go into the advanced generation, because there's so many things. I add... The settings I always change are, I want more towns, I want more lakes, more rivers. Lately, I've been doing more wild, I don't know, wild something? The POIs out, the wilderness, that's it, wilderness POIs. I increased the number of wilderness POIs. And then I changed the percentages. You can make a world, if you want, where it's only one biome. And that is a great feature. I think I got... Yeah, I think that's good. So yeah, if there is legitimately no desert, then that's not a default setting. Yep, I've done an all wasteland world. I did it in Alpha 20. It's tough, and it's obviously... I'm not taking a chance. It's obviously even harder now. Oh, I knew it. Sure. That's right. Anybody else? Just want to make sure. Oh, wow. That's a lot of stone. 17 stacks. Good God. But yeah, you can do anything you want. You can do an all snow, all whatever. Yeah, I've done an all wasteland. It was a wasteland series near the end of Alpha 20 that I did. I think. Usually I call it Wasteland Survival. Pretty sure there's a playlist for it from Alpha 20. And I'll do it again in Alpha 21. It's just that I don't usually do challenge playthroughs until much later in the alpha, when people get bored of, like, you know, the generic standard playthroughs. Yes, absolutely. 7 Days will always be the #1 main and most content on this channel, because I do this for a hobby. This is not a job. I'm not planning on making this a source of income or anything. I have the donation thing set up, but I don't actively promote it, because, like I said, I'm not doing it for a job. Anyway, yeah, I've got quite a few other games. I did all 3 of the original Dead Space games. I've done Silent Hill 2 PC, Resident Evil 4 fairly recently. Right before the remake of Resident Evil 4, I did the PC... Was it PC? No, PS4 version. I did the PS4 version of Resident Evil 4, and I'm sure there's others. Can't think of any off the top of my head. Sand Police bought me The Forest and Sons of the Forest, and I did a brief bit of... A brief streams, like 2.5 hours, of Sons of the Forest. I need to get back to that, but now that Alpha 21's out, I've been sinking all of my free time. Well, I have nothing but free time. I've been sinking all of my time into Alpha 21, so... But yes, there will be other games. Part of the problem is, while I'm not doing this for a job, if you change what your content is, and it's not your primary content that you normally do, the views tend to be much less. You don't get as many views on those videos, streams, whatever. And that causes your channel not to be promoted, which means your channel doesn't grow. And like I said, while I'm not doing it for a living, I do like to see the numbers go up. I mean, I did finally hit 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. And it definitely will dramatically slow or even stop the growth of your channel if you change around the content, which is kind of a bummer. Oh yeah, I've heard of Scrap Mechanic. There's a whole bunch of them. The biggest problem for me when it comes to PC gaming is I can't play with a mouse and keyboard. It has to have controller support. And the overwhelming majority, like 95%, probably more than that, of PC games don't have controller support. There's workarounds around it, but most of them aren't very good. Honestly, I think at this point, there's absolutely no excuse for any PC game that's made nowadays not to have controller support. There's just no excuse. The old You can't do this because you need more keys, you know, because for a keyboard. No, many games have already proven that is absolutely not true. Granted, it's way easier to play with a mouse and keyboard, but the old, you know, this game is impossible to play. No, that's just not true anymore. It was at one time, but it's not. Too many developers have shown that there's lots of ways to get around not having 50 keys and all that. So, it's a bummer, but I get a lot of pain and stuff when I use a keyboard and mouse for a while. In fact, the last stream that I did for this world, the first stream, where I did the same thing, I chopped out most of the first part. I actually played almost the entire stream, which was like 2.5 hours, on a mouse and keyboard, and even with a brace on, I basically had to give up like 2.5 hours in, last 20 minutes or whatever. I had to switch to my controller because I started having a lot of wrist pain on my right wrist. Or no, it wasn't wrist pain, it was my pinky, my right pinky. Usually it's my left pinky that hurts, but for that time it was my right. And I had braces on both my wrists. Usually it's my left wrist that hurts, which is weird because I'm not left-handed, and it's not my primary hand. And I only use my left hand when I play games with a controller, so I don't really get why my left hand is the one that hurts when I use a mouse and keyboard. It's really weird. Very, very strange. Alright. I don't need this for the moment. Take that out. Thank you, Q-Tip. You were helpful. Alright, let's, collapse. I was about to say, why am I not hearing anything? Alright, while that's collapsing, let's go ahead and go back and check out... Yeah, that's going to take a while. We're going to go and check our forges and all that good stuff. Alright, turn off. No, we can't do that. Alright, so you have stopped, which you are not supposed to have. Stone bundles. Yeah, I think I'm good on stone. Eat sand. Everybody knows women are made of sand. I bet people are probably so sick of hearing that joke. From Grand Theft Auto 3, the radio stations. Crazy person. Everybody knows women are made of sand. I don't know why that made me laugh, but it did. Alright. Oh, the frame rate's... The frame rate is dying. Probably has something to do with all that stuff collapsing over there. Alright, so there's all that. Need to check my... 2 collectors. I really wish I could use the mod that lets you auto-stack stuff while you're in your inventory. Like here, you could just hit the button here and it auto-stacks to all the boxes nearby. Love that mod. But, this is my vanilla playthrough, so no mods allowed. Oop. We're looking good. Let's take this out. Oh, I just realized that done not... Well... Yeah, we don't need to. We just do that. Get started. You know what? Clay is... Oh, sand. We need sand. Sand. Can't wait till our base is finally going to be finished, and then we can actually get multiple forges going at once. Right now, I don't do more than 2 because, yeah, bad things, Mikey, bad things. Screamers get really ridiculous. I think we're looking good on water because, you know, water is so hard to get. Whatever. And that's after me making all of these and all of those and all of these and a whole bunch of coffee and, yeah. Granted, it is day 37, but, yeah, water is not hard to get. It's like it's always been. Hard for the first couple days, then after that, it's a joke again. Good on all of that. Ammo, good. We don't need any gasoline. Wait, do I? Yes, let's get that going, which is going to cause more screamers. More screamers, more. Gunpowder, 6,000, 90 minutes, okay. 95, good enough. How much cement do we... Concrete mix? Not enough. Alright, well. We're looking good. You know, that's driving me nuts, that not being an actual square. I know that probably sounds silly, but it does drive me crazy. Alright, I think we got... That may look like a lot. That probably won't even be enough to do the floor of the base. So, yeah, we're going to have multiple stone... See all this stone? That is so much! Yeah, no it isn't. I'll go through all of that, and I'll be like halfway through the base, probably not even that much. Alright. Doing. I know there's a bunch of screamers. Yep, I hear one already. Down below. You're down below. Hey! Aw, you stupid thing. She went into the... She dug a hole in the wall, and I couldn't get to her. Oh, we got frame rate issues now, baby. Don't want to shoot my base. Wow, the frames are dropping. Still about... It's close to 60, but not quite. Yes, that makes me very happy. Hey! You know what? That's fine. Over, die. You guys, really? Super Tubby, you gotta... I think he just died. All. I ain't got no time for your shenanigans. Oh no, Super Tubby's still breathing. What's he doing? I think they died. Oh, you guys are stupid. I love it. Well, they are zombies. Alright, I checked and got everything going, so we're good. One of these days I nerd poled and got some of these stupid floating twigs, but I didn't get them all. Well, may as well go ahead and just get started, because this all has to go. Really? You didn't die? Oh, you did? Really? Super Tubby still breathing? Yeah, I got him. He was not feral. Oh yeah, I forgot. I bought the parkour second perk, so now I can jump 2 meters. Alright, gonna double check that nothing got down here. I don't think anything did. Yes, that means we can now start digging this out. Yeah. I'm a happy man right now. This back up here for now, so I don't fall through it, nor does anyone else. I saw those moving off at the top of the screen. I thought they were vultures. Alright, drink of the coffee. Yes. Yes, I am super happy. Alright, give me the Q-tip, stick it in the R2 trigger, and then we just walk around smacking this stuff. Yeah, like I said, this is the exciting content. Yep, you see things are floating because it's calculating the physics for all of that. That's funny. Yeah. I love the stuff that floats. It's too funny. It just means the game's calculating more stuff than it can actually handle at once. Looks like it's almost done. I don't get why it always leaves one big chunk on the edges or middle or whatever. That's so weird. It shouldn't do that, but it does. Okay, there we go. So it must be done. Boo! He didn't collapse nearly enough. But the good news is now I can actually work on the base and then move everything underground. That's going to take many, many hours. And as for how long I'm going to be doing this right now, like on stream, I honestly do not know. I'd like to go till it's finished, but I'm pretty sure that's not realistically possible. I don't even... If I did this non-stop between now and... Or if I did it non-stop till I finished, I don't know if I could finish it by the next horde. That's how long this takes. If I was using my auger mod where I could one-shot stone, I could probably finish this in about an hour or two, maybe. It doesn't take that long. But, yeah, doing it by hand... And I've actually tested the auger. The auger is actually slower now that you can one-shot stone with the pickaxe. Yeah, it's kind of weird. When they add stamina cost to the auger, you might as well just remove the auger from the game, because ain't nobody... Even I wouldn't use it then. Well, I will, but I'll have to mod it, because there ain't no way in hell I'm using a tool that already uses gas, calls screamers like nobody's business. And then you want me to use stamina on top of that? Yeah, no thanks. That will get modded right out. I don't honestly think they'll ever actually add it, because that would be such an unpopular change. I mean, people already absolutely hate the auger because of all the downsides. You add a stamina cost to it too? I mean, yeah, it makes sense. The thing's super hard to use in real life, and it would drain you physically quick, but again, video game. Not all realism things are a good idea. Uh-oh. Go away. I don't want to take the Q-tip out of my right trigger right now. Beat it. Lazy, and I don't want to have to do that. I just want to chop up all this stone and continue working on my pit base. I heard them, but I don't see them. I don't see them, but that doesn't mean they're not there. They could well be underneath the part that hasn't collapsed. All right. Yeah, I'm done with this. All right, come on. We're yeah, Something I've been meaning to do, and I forgot to do it. Yeah. Well, the good news is now I got the 20% speed boost for like 20 seconds or something. All right, up. Where is it? There it is. I wish I had a silencer, but I do not. What else? No, no, no. There we go. You beat it. You. Oh, wait. Only a 4 times, but a 4 times is just going to have to be good enough. Alright, can I make an 8 times scope? I've never made an 8 times scope, ever. What is it called? It is called a scope. Nope, 2 and 4. Alright, well, that's fine. Of course, now it's raining, so I couldn't see anything if I wanted to. Now, if a stupid screamer shows up, I have no problem murdering her. With impunity. No, what's it? Extreme prejudice, that's the word or phrase I was thinking. I've been meaning to do that for a while. Of course, that's a kind of a spoiler for the episode. For some of the episodes I've already recorded. You'll understand when you see them. Alright, let's get this stuff chopped out. Normally I would turn off the headlight, but obviously I'm not going to do that because otherwise you guys wouldn't be able to see jack. And I'm not a fan of making dark videos. I know I do sometimes, but I really try not to. I've been watching Jawoodle's latest series, Immersion, and he doesn't like the helmet light for some reason. I don't really get it. So he's using Kane, who makes Darkness Falls, changed the night vision goggles to be this awful... It's better than the default goggles. Instead of being that horrible green, it's this really minor red tint, and it barely lightens the screen up at all. It's useless. And that's what he uses now, and he doesn't even use it very often because he uses the nerdy glasses, and so a lot of his videos inside buildings now are super dark and hard to see, and it's really annoying. I genuinely don't know why he does it. He explained why in like the first video or whatever when he did it, but I was like, yeah, I don't like that change. I don't like the red tint. I know people don't like the green tint of the night vision, but the red tint to me is even worse. I mean, it works better functionally, but I don't like the red as opposed to the green. But yeah, functionally it definitely is better than the existing night vision as they currently are. So yeah, I'll pass on that. Yeah, see, why does that much not collapse? It makes me crazy. It should all collapse up to where you've dug out, and it doesn't. I think it's always been that way, so it's not like it's a change, but still kind of goofy. I don't get it. Okay, I still got 2 more. Yeah, got 2 more blackstrap. And then I think I got another 5, and then 17 of the regular coffee, and I think I've got like over 100 coffee beans, so yeah, and I've got plenty of water, so we're just gonna drink that. Our food is definitely needing to be refreshed. I need to eat, both in game and in real life. Oop. No, collapse. Thank you. The weather in this game is so strange. It's still thundering, but there's barely, well, I would say barely a cloud, but I love storms. I know most people don't seem to, but I love bad weather. Bad weather's awesome. Watching nature kick man's ass, I don't know why, it's appealing to me. Man is like, I can do whatever I want, and then Mother Nature comes in and goes, Stomps our rights. I don't know why it's funny, but it is. I mean, I used to live in a house that flooded every time it rained even remotely hard. So it isn't like I have no experience with Mother Nature kicking my butt. Because I used to live in the basement, and so every time it would flood, I had to get towels out and try to hedge off the water. There was a crack in the foundation that we tried repairing it, and it didn't work. And then my brother figured out years later what the problem was, and he fixed it, but didn't help me when I was in high school, and I woke up and my frickin' entertainment center had soaked up all the water on the bottom, and my speakers for my man, that ticked me off so much. That was like almost 30 years ago now? God, I'm old. Not really, but... We're looking good. I got 2 skill points. What do I want to use those on? I think I was leveling up... Oh, I remember now. Vehicles. I want to put the points into vehicles. Okay, 1 point into vehicles. Is it 5 or 7? It's 6. Alright, well, the next point goes into there, and then that should be good. That should hopefully help us start getting a lot more vehicle books. Oh, is this why it hasn't? Ah, that's why it didn't collapse. Oh, never mind. Shoot. Well, I was hoping more would collapse, but... whatever. Yeah, because I really, really, really want to get Gyro, because... exploring the world in the Jeep or 4x4, or the Jeep or a motorcycle without any sort of mods to make them go at reasonable speed, no thanks. Takes way too long. Not even about gas, because I'm in the desert. Gas is even with the nerf from one oil shale giving 10 gas to one giving 5, and now one giving 2, gas is still not a problem, especially since I now live in the desert. Besides, they also dramatically decrease the time to craft gas now, so... which makes sense. You only get one-fifth of the amount you used to get. Kind of crazy when you think about it. But at the same time, I mean, I used to have hundreds of thousands of gas and nothing to do with it. Even though I used the auger. Of course, I did one shot, which... the auger uses way less gas when you one-shot stone instead of taking 5 or 6 hits per stone. So, that's probably why I didn't use much gas. I forgot. I've gotten some books. What level... oh, I maxed it out. Ooh. I need to make one then. Although I got a feeling now that I've unlocked Tier 5 quest. If I make a quality 5 auger, I'll probably get a quality 5 or 6 auger as a quest reward. Which actually wouldn't be a bad thing. I would happily take a quality 6. The auger does still have one minor use. Clay. It cuts through dirt way faster than a shovel does. Because it hits so fast, and a shovel is not particularly quick to swing. So, if you get a fully modded out auger with the shovel and all that, and minor 69er max like I do, then, yeah, you can actually go through dirt significantly faster than a shovel. And I do need quite a bit of clay, so... but, overall, you don't need that much clay, so even then, it's very limited in its usefulness. I'm hoping one day the Fun Pimps realize that everybody hates the freaking auger. Even people like me that use it, I hate the ridiculous limitations they put on it. And they just... it seems like sometimes they want to buff it, and then they make it even worse. Oh, those floating things drive me crazy. Okay, I have to. Hey, Andra, welcome. I was hoping you'd be able to make it today. You're one of the main reasons I like to stream early when I can, because I know you're probably the only one that talks in chat that has mentioned where you live, and you live 7 hours ahead of me, so right now it's probably, what, 6:30-ish almost in the evening? Oh, there it is, and thunk. Now just the ones over there. I don't know why those float. That hasn't been a problem for a while, I don't think. If you time it right, you can actually place 2 blocks. Oh, I can't seem to get it right today. These have been driving me nuts for so long. It's going pretty good. As I mentioned, we're only like 2 days from the end of the month, which means I get paid. Oh. So no more worrying about food for a couple of weeks. My brother took care of me for the last couple of days this month, so I'm good. Can't wait to be able to actually eat again and not have to worry about that. Only thing that stinks about being on disability is you only get paid once a month, which kind of sucks. Alright, is that everything? God, please tell me that's everything. Yay! I cannot tell you how long that's been... well, since that first collapse. That's been driving me crazy! We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do this, and that, and... where's my... there it is. Put my Q-tip back in the R2 trigger. Making a pickup order for the first... yeah. Yep, I hear you. And of course, welcome, Wolf. So all we're doing today, is, as I've mentioned, is we're just chopping down. We're digging out as much more of the pit base as we can. And yes, for those that have noticed, it is indeed day 37. And the last video from yesterday was day 32, I think. I recorded through the day 35 horde this morning. And the reason is because I wanted to do this today. So I mentioned it on the recording. I was like, yeah, I intend to do some streaming later today. So by the time this video airs, which I think the day 35 horde video should be Tuesday, I was like, most of this that you see will probably be gone. So we're going to get as much done as we can today. We have now collapsed enough. There's the entrance to our actual base. I no longer have to worry about collapsing more and some of the blocks falling through the world and destroying any of my boxes down below in the permanent base. So at this point, I can start actually building the underground base and move everything down, because I'm getting really tired of living in that little bitty that little bitty box. I want to live in a box that's underground. And I've already got most of the screamer, anti-screamers set up. So we should be good. I'll be able to put the, I'm going to dig a hole to the north, and that's where I'm going to put the all the forges, so that when the screamers spawn, they won't see me over here where the rest of the base is. So we've got that to deal with. Depending on how far we get in this stream, I might start digging out some of the actual base on stream, but again, we'll have to see. I don't think I can finish this before day 42, even if I did this non-stop. I don't think I'd be able to finish it. And I want to do some of the tier 5 quests that I unlocked this morning. I think I unlocked them at the end of day 34. So we now have access to the tier 5 quests. Oh. That's why this didn't collapse. You are such a bunghole. Knew there was a reason. Really? Oh, I'll deal with it later. Just want to get this all cleaned up and then back to more chopping. We're a little bit over halfway. Maybe 3/5. No, I don't even think we're 3/5 of the way. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Shouldn't take too much longer. I'm guessing another 5 or so, probably solid hours, and I think we could finish, maybe, possibly. And then, as I mentioned, that's just the actual pit. Then we have to dig the actual base out at bedrock. Then I have to dig out one entire layer of the floor here of the pit and replace it with concrete. Then I got to dig all of the walls out and cover those with concrete, and they're going to be a decorative wall. It's not just going to be flat concrete, so that's going to take a bunch of time. Yeah, we have many hours of work to go. So if you're worried this series is going to end anytime soon, yeah, no. I would be unsurprised if we see 21.2 before this series is over. And if the Fun Pimps are actually telling the truth for once about the dev time of Alpha 22, they're claiming it's going to be a short dev time because they already know what they're going to add, and it's not a lot. Apparently, and my guess would be, it's basically everything that they couldn't get in Alpha 21, like the bandits, the armor changes, and like 1 or 2 other things. I think that's why it's going to be short. But again, the Fun Pimps always say it's not going to be as long. Proceeds to be twice as long as the previous alpha. So we'll have to wait and see, but supposedly they're aiming to get the console version out at the same time as Alpha 22's launch, which I would love to see it by the end of the year, but I just don't realistically see that happen. If we get the console version in Alpha 22 before the end of the year, I'll be super happy. Because I am so doing a day 1 playthrough of the console version. That is going to be so much fun. Absolutely cannot wait. Because I know there's a large number of people that really want to play, but they just can't afford a $2,000 computer, and I totally get it. And yes, I know you don't need an expensive computer to play this, but you can't play this with the $150 budget laptop from Walmart either. And most people that want to play a game like this, they don't want to play it on minimum settings at, 30 frames per second or 20 frames, with everything turned down to minimum, and I do not blame them. So, most people don't have or don't want to spend, at least $1,000 plus on a decent computer. Totally understand. I am a weirdo. At this point, I spent well over $3,000 buying and upgrading this computer over the last 3 years. And the only thing I really do with it, other than watch YouTube videos, is play this game. I play other stuff, but like, when I built this thing 3 years ago, it literally was for this game and nothing else. Because I already had a 10-year, well, at the time it was like 7 years old, computer that I built back in 2010, and it worked just fine for everything except for gaming. I actually played 7 days on it until Alpha 17, late Alpha 17. And the only reason I was able to build this computer is because some jerk-off did a hit and run on my vehicle, and they totaled it out, even though the damage was cosmetic. So I bought the car back for a song, and I didn't care how it looked. And then I used the money they paid me out to build my computer. Well, that's what I'm saying, 30 or 40, that's fine, but I mean, if you're gonna buy a computer, why would you go cheap? And I'm not saying if you don't go cheap, you gotta spend like $2,000. The only reason I did is because I had the money from, as I just said, it was a unexpected free money that I got, and since I'm disabled, I don't leave the house. I literally have nothing else that I need or want. So, even my brother was like, yeah, if you were anyone else, I'd have been pissed that you spent that kind of money on a computer, but he's like, you literally do nothing else. And when I actually built it, I considered doing YouTube videos for fun, but I ended up not doing it for a good year after I built it. I'd say it was about a year. Maybe a little less. Yeah, that is definitely true, Rhonda. Once you're used to the better frame rates and stuff, like no screen tearing, it's really... I never noticed things like screen tearing and frame rate issues until the PS3 generation. And once the PS3 came out, I started noticing the awful frame rates and the screen tearing. And I think it's because that was when everything moved to HD, to high definition. It really made you... It's not that I never noticed it at all. It's just way more prominent and way more annoying. And so ever since I was able to notice it back then, I can't not notice it, and I hate it. My older brother that I lived with, he plays and I watch him play on games and stuff, and he would play games on my old PC. After I bought this one, I gave him my old one because he didn't have one, and it ran awful. And I was like, I don't know how you can play this. This would absolutely... Why did I change my... That's weird. I don't know how he could do it. It was hurting my eyes because I'm so used to it running so much better. And he's like, I don't see a problem. I'm like, I know you don't. And I told him, I was like, trust me, you're lucky you don't, because it sucks. It's one of those things, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And it sucks. I do not wish that on anybody. I wish I could go back to when I didn't notice it, because I'm not being like an elitist or whatever by being like, I can't play. No, it really does hurt my eyes now that I'm used to it. And it sucks. I'm not happy about it, but there's nothing I can do. It is what it is. Oh, it's over here. Alright, how are you looking? You're looking pretty good, so let's get more steel. I used all my steel preparing the horde base, unfortunately. Gotta check you guys. These things fill up with water. They seem slow when you're actually, like, watching them fill, but the second you stop paying attention, boom, it's totally full and you're not getting anything. 30 minutes. Boom, there we go. Take that. Take this. Take that. Oh, I forgot the sand. Women are made from sand. I don't know, it made me laugh. Such an unexpected thing for a character to say in a video game. Everybody knows women are made from sand. What? That's a 55 minutes? For 1,700? Damn. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that because I don't have Advanced Engineering 2? Ooh, yeah, we're buying that. I definitely want that extra 20%. Oh, at workbenches. Ooh, I forgot about that. Yeah, we definitely got to do that. All right, well, that's fine. Just tells me what my next point's going into. I was going to put it into vehicles, Grease Monkey, but nope. I think now I'm going to do the... Oh, God. And I came back specifically to get coffee. I just use the black strap because it lasts longer. That's the only reason I like it. I think it also has slightly more regeneration, but for what I'm doing, it's not necessary. Is it? Look at that. What a difference. There's the halfway point right there, dead center, halfway. So you can see we're doing pretty good. There's not... Well, actually, you know what? Oh, wow, there's actually way less than I expected. Ooh, we might actually be able to finish this today. I hear you slurping. What are you guys doing? Really? Uh-oh. Oh, did you see his head turn sideways? I don't even have any points in this thing, and look at it, just crushes them. Oh, no, that was me. Yep. That was him. Alright, yeah, we can definitely do this today. Ugh. Oh, yeah, we are so totally getting this done today. Oh, no, I measured that before I dug it. I measured it twice, and it was correct both times, so... Crossing my fingers that I got it correct. I hope. Hey! Stop that. No digging holes in my walls. That's my job. And I'm not union, so I can break your legs. Well, I guess that would actually be if I were union. Whatever. I broke his legs anyway. Alright, gotta switch to that. Put Mr. Q-tip in the R2 trigger, and away we go. Just gotta get the height correct, and then... Really? Oh, no, okay, good. I'm drinking water, which is the devil, but at least it's not terrible. Can't wait till Tuesday. I think I'm gonna splurge. I'm gonna go out and get me 2 hamburgers. I get some LJS. I haven't had LJS in a long time. That's Long John Silver's. It's like probably the only seafood place I like to go to, and I mostly just like their fish and their chicken. Alright, stop talking about food. The prices are outrageous, that's why I don't go there, but when I was a teenager, I used to go there all the time. Help from zombies, lure them in the pit, jump on the part you want to collect. You could, but I mean, they do so little damage in comparison that, yeah, it wouldn't be faster for sure, but I mean, you could AFK it, I guess, technically. Yeah, I think that we definitely will be able to do some of the actual main base digging in this stream, so that's awesome. Right, our food's getting a little low, but we're alright. Already day 37. Seems like I just started this series, but obviously it's been over a month because... It's actually been more than that, I think, because the first several days... 3 screamers? Yeah, I had 3 screamers when I did the last collapse. They spawned... They didn't spawn down here like this time, you see. None of them spawned down here. Well, actually, one did, I think. The one I shot and murdered, but... after I did the collapse, I cleaned all of the collapse up, and nothing. There was no roaming hordes or anything. Then when I went up top to check the forges and everything, I had 3 of them at the same time come at me. And I think 2 of them screamed. The third one I think I got before she was able to scream. So, Screamers actually don't seem to be as bad in Alpha 21. They don't seem to call in as many zombies. And there's been a couple of times where they clearly got off the scream right before I killed them, and no zombies showed up. And that's never happened before. Usually, even if you kill them as they scream, or they kind of like scream sort of after they die, they still show up. And I've had a couple of times where they did that, and no zombies. I'm sitting here looking around paranoid, and nothing. I mean, I'm not unhappy. I'm just surprised. So, no complaints on my end. Go. But yeah, I am super happy to finally get this going, because I really want to get our permanent base down below going. Because then, once I put the forges way up to the north, I shouldn't have to worry about screamers as much. When I'm running multiple workbenches and the chem station stuff, yeah, I might get them. But I've got you may have noticed, I've got a drop pit there in the middle, which should, that should help lure screamers in. And then, of course, I'm going to set up a kill zone at the very bottom. So, I should easily be able to lure them in. And the way I've got it set up, even if they scream, the zombies will just fall in the hole, and they'll get murdered, either by me and or the turret. So, yeah. And since it's not the horde base, once I upgrade all that to steel, they'll never get in. The turrets will kill them long before they can break through the steel. And I check it semi-regularly to make sure that if anything needs to be repaired. Oh, yeah, they will never get in. Shouldn't say never, but the chances are extremely low. It's a non-zero chance. I heard somebody say that once and I laughed. What are the odds? Well, they're not zero, it's a non-zero chance. That usually means that it's basically zero, but they can't say zero, so I thought that was kind of a clever way to say that. It's a non-zero chance. So basically zero. Oh, need to drink. Wow, coffee does not last long at all. Oh, it's only 4 minutes? I thought it was 5. Well, what a rip. Blackstrap is 6. I thought it was only 1 minute more. Apparently it's 2. And that's with the buff? Wait a minute. Don't I have... I do. I've got Iron Gut 3. That's 30% longer buffs. And it only lasts 4 minutes? That means it lasts less than 4 minutes normally. What a jip. Hey, Shelly, welcome. Yeah, so there's basically a chance. It's non-zero. I don't know, I thought that was clever. Basically, yeah, there is a chance, but it's so low, you may as well just say it's 0. They're just not going to get in. I think I'm going to go back and make some blackstrap, because 4 minutes is... Yeah, that's dookie. I don't like that. I honestly thought there was only a 1 minute difference. And that's with a 30% buff, so that means it's less than 4 minutes? Does it say that? Oh, it is only 3 minutes. Did they change that? I swear it used to be 5 minutes. 4, was it 4? No, 4. Was it 4? 5? I don't remember. I could have sworn it was 5 minutes or 4 minutes. That's garbage. Well, it is what it is. I got plenty of them, and I think I've got like over 100 coffee beans. And minor spoiler for the next videos that I've already recorded and will be uploaded in the next couple of days. I did finally get the last seed book, so I can make corn and potato seeds. So I've actually started actively working on the farm. Crafting everything. I filled the entire thing. I need to make more plots, but I just have been lazy and haven't done it. I need to do it, though. So now I'm going to start actually working on the farm. Which is good news, everyone. Oh, Futurama started, hasn't it? I think the first episode was like the 23rd. That means there might be 2 episodes released by now. Ooh. I need to get the Hulu code for my brother. I really want to... You know, I need to watch all the first, was it like 9 seasons? God, I love Futurama. I never watched it when it originally aired. I don't think I started watching it till like 7 or 8 years. Nah, it's probably longer ago than that. Way, way after the first series had been canceled. The first, whatever, run. And I absolutely loved it. I mean, I love The Simpsons, so... It's not really surprising that I like it, because... I do like The Simpsons. So, So yeah, I need to start watching. I gotta watch more Beavis and Butthead too. I know people are like, oh my god, Beavis and Butthead's so dumb. Yes, it is. That's why it's funny. Yeah, the 23rd. That's what I thought. It aired the 25th, July 23rd. Well, which is it, the 23rd or the 25th? I'm pretty sure it was the 23rd, because I remember reading the article, like, last month, or maybe it was the beginning of this month, and I was like, oh, it's so close. The only thing that sucks about the new season is there's only, like, 10 episodes. I was like, what, 10? What a ripoff. I mean, I'll happily take it, but they did say that the preview thing said that they're going to answer a bunch of old questions that people, you know, the fans have been wanting to know, and there's basically something for everyone in the first 10 episodes. So, like, no matter what kind of episodes you were looking forward to, there's something for everyone. The one thing that I was curious about is, I know this is spoilers for probably, like, what is it, 5 or 8 years ago, whatever it's been since the last episode aired, new one. Fry and Leela do get together in the very last episode, and then they live basically to their old, and then time gets reset. So most people have been wondering, with the new show coming, are they still a couple? And apparently the answer is yes. 25th of July, 2023. Okay, I see what you mean. Now, I see the apostrophe now. My apologies, Andra. So that means the second episode hasn't aired yet. It must be like, what, Monday or Tuesday? Sweet. There are very, very few movies or TV shows or anything that I watch anymore. But Futurama's definitely one of them. I watched some of the new Night Court, which I really love. I gotta finish watching it. And then the John Wick movies I watched, I didn't care for the fourth one. I'm probably like the only person on the planet that didn't like the fourth movie. I didn't hate it. It was good, but it was easily the worst in the series. What you gotta do is find a good guy with 2 eyes and poke one of them out. What? Is that from Futurama? I genuinely don't remember. It's been so long since I've watched it. I'm skeptical until I see it. Yeah, I definitely get. And I have to agree. They did end it perfectly. I definitely agree with that statement. But at the same time, I don't mind. I'm not one of those people that worries too much about that kind of stuff. And it's not like it's being made by a different group of people, so it theoretically should be good. It's not like they got a totally new team of writers and actors and all that, so... I thought that sounded familiar, but I wasn't positive. Like I said, when I read about that, or when I read about the revival, or whatever they call it, it's like the third time I think it's been revived now? Second time it's been revived. I think it's the third run. And, I was thinking, I was like, you know, I ought to watch all those again. But I didn't because I forgot my brother has a Hulu account. And he doesn't really watch it. His wife does, my sister-in-law. And they've told me, like, if you ever want to watch anything, just let us know. And I was like, there ain't nothing on there I want to watch. But then, like, recently I remembered, I was like, hey, man, it's like, you got Hulu, right? He goes, yeah, we got Hulu. I was like, dang it. And now it's not like it's too late. By the time I'd finished the entire 9 seasons, I think they said? It would, I think the first season would be over since there's only going to be 10 episodes, which... I'm really hoping they renew it, but, I mean, we've learned with these apps, or with these services like Netflix and Hulu, good shows, doesn't matter if they get good ratings, doesn't matter if they make a lot of money, they just suddenly, yeah, we decided to cancel it. It's like, what? I hear about it all the time on Yahoo and YouTube and everything else. They're like, yeah, so-and-so was canceled, and it had great ratings, and it was making good money. Sometimes it doesn't make good money, but it has great ratings, and sometimes that's all they seem to care about. Nope, canceled anyway. So I get really nervous. It's actually one of the reasons I stopped watching TV, because every time I found a show that I would love, cancel after 1 or 2 seasons. And almost always, it ended in a cliffhanger. So then you never find out what happens, and that pisses me off. So, yeah. I don't really watch TV anymore because of that. take you a quarter of the time to do it in double speed and 2. Yeah, I guess, I mean, technically, I do have a monitor and a TV next to each other, so yeah. I'm reading off my TV right now. That's where Streamlabs is on. Wow, I did not realize just how close I was to finishing the pit base, the initial dig out. Oh yeah, we will absolutely be finishing this before the stream is over. 100%. Excuse me. How the hell do you burp when you're drinking water? I know it's because you swallow air, but still. Yeah, I mean, Futurama is one of those shows that I did not expect to like, and I just absolutely love it. Yeah, we're really close, Wolf. I don't think we even have 10 more blocks to go through, so... The collapse is going to be pretty crazy, though, because, as you can see, it's, like, way over there, and it still hasn't collapsed. Although I have a feeling some of those blocks have dropped, and they're now blocking it from collapsing. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if he damaged his eyes. It probably puts a lot of strain on your eyes trying to watch 2 different sources at once. So that wouldn't surprise me if he caused a lot of stress. One of the things I'd like to get is those supposedly monitors have some sort of, it's called a blue light or something, and it causes your eyes to strain more than they should or something. And there's apparently a type of glasses you can get, and I thought when I went and got my glasses eventually, I don't know if it's one of those things where you can have it on, like, normal glasses, like eyeglasses, or if it's like sunglasses. It only is for that purpose. But if I can get that on my eyeglasses for my vision, then I'd be super happy. Blue glasses. Yeah, blue light. Yeah, that's what it... I thought that's what it was called. I don't typically have eye strain that I'm aware of, but I mean... It could be one of those things where I'm just so used to it, I don't... Oh, look at this. That I don't notice it. I tried them, made 0 difference. It could be one of those things where some people are affected more than others, too, so... It might be it didn't work for you, but it does for me, etc. Again, I really don't know. Oh, I want all this iron, but I can't. So you get... Yeah, see, it sounds like for Shelly, it definitely works. I'd say it's one of those things where if you're not having issues, then you probably don't need them. But if you are, then it probably does help. 2200. Okay, stop. I'm going to sit here and... Oh, I'm out of stamina. Crap. I do sometimes get headaches and stuff, but I don't... I mean, it could be caused by eye strain. I don't know. But it's one of those things that I thought about getting when I read about it. I mean, I didn't know. Apparently, that's been a thing for a very long time, but nobody really talks about it, apparently. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you might just be so used to it. I've gotten headaches all the time since I was a kid. And I used to cry because they were so bad. But when I got older, they didn't go away, but they definitely became much less severe. So... Yep, my mother had macular degeneration. She was going to go blind one day, but didn't live that long, so... I don't know if anybody else... My grandmother, my mother's mother, had cataracts. I don't think that's genetic. I don't think. I don't know, I'm a dumb person, so I couldn't tell you. But I don't think that's genetic. It just, like, is. But yeah, my mother had that. I don't know if my father did, but his eyes were bad. But again, everybody in my family has diabetes, and I do mean literally everybody. I think my eldest brother, the one I live with, he's like one of the worst diabetics you can be. But our other brother, because there's 3 of us, the middle child, I'm the youngest, and I live with the eldest. But our other brother, he doesn't have diabetes, but while he is overweight, mostly because of genetics, and he actually eats fairly well. He exercises somewhat regularly and stuff. Damn. And, okay, that's making me very nervous. But he's now got back issues and some other stuff, so yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to drink water, but water is evil. I'm drinking it now, but it's only because I don't have any money for soda. I ran out like a week ago. But it's actually nice. The positive is that I can actually sleep for a very long time. I can lay down or lie down and I actually sleep. I don't sit there for hours staring at the ceiling. Usually I only do for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to sleep, and I get up. Of disease-causing problems with blue light. So not enough evidence yet. Well, that's why we do research. I'm a big fan of science and technology. Without science and technology, we'd be a damn monkey still. So I'm a huge fan of that. Knowledge is definitely, you know, power and all that crap, as they say. Even though I'm a complete moron, I've always been a fan of science and technology. Not studying it because, you know, I'm dumb, but like using it and stuff, and I love information, love knowledge. Contradictory and inconclusive. Well, kidney stuff has definitely come a good distance since my dad passed in 2008 from... He died of pneumonia, but he was on dialysis for the last 8 years of his life. And I think I mentioned that my eldest brother, again, the one I live with, he's starting hemodialysis soon. They put the PICC line in him last Friday. But then he found out yesterday, I think it was, or maybe, no, I think it was yesterday. The only dialysis center that does hemodialysis that's open, or, you know, has an empty slot, is more than 20 miles away. And instead of going 3 times a week for like 5 or 6 hours or whatever it is, he'd have to go 5 days a week for 3 hours. He can't drive. His eyes are messed up, so he can see and everything, but he can't drive. Which means I'm going to have to drive him. I can't drive that much. I just can't do it. And with no AC and the heat and everything, yeah, no, I can't do it. I told he won't do it anyway. He's like, I'm not doing that. So we're gonna have to wait until a place has an open spot. He's already told him, he's like, I can't do that. I was like, I'm sorry, man. I just, that's too much. I can't drive that much for that long. I'm not used to it, and it would eat me alive. Having to leave the house that much would absolutely decimate my mental health. I know that sounds weird, but if you don't have the kind of issues I have, you really don't understand. Not getting... Yeah, I've been tempted to offer my brother a kidney since we're probably compatible. He initially wasn't going to do it. He initially passed on being on the list, but I don't know why he changed his mind, but he changed his mind. And I considered it. Agoraphobic? Yes and no, kind of. It's more about people. I don't feel safe leaving the house. Like, I'm able to go through, like, drive-thrus and stuff when I gotta get food, but, like, going into the store, not so much. I get sick every time, and I do mean literally every time. My brother sometimes forgets because he's like, you go to the store all the time, relatively speaking. And he's like, you don't complain that you get sick. I'm like, yeah, do you want to hear me bitch and moan every time I leave the house? I'm sick. I feel bad. Nobody wants to hear that, so I don't say it. There's no point. Yes, I get sick every single time. But I don't sit there and complain about it because there's no point. But yeah, I don't feel safe or secure, and it's for many reasons. The last several years hasn't exactly given me more confidence to leave my house. I feel even less safe than I did like 6 years ago. Not gonna mention reasons why, but I think anybody that lives in the U.S. probably understands what I'm talking about. Yes, collapse. Now that I think about it, why ain't I heard a ring? I know I'm gonna hear one soon. Ooh, bend down. What am I doing? No, I should be bent down. I don't want to be heard from further away. Oh, I thought my inventory was full for a moment and things were falling on the ground. Oh boy, yeah, we got a massive collapse. Look at the glitches. All right, we're gonna stop for a moment. We're getting fairly close, so let's let this stuff collapse a little bit. I'll suck up some of the stone and the... Really? Ooh. Yeah, give me all that free stuff. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Oh. Yeah, yoink. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Come on. Slurpity slurp. Gimme, 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 gimme. Oh my god, look at this. Oh, that's why you stopped. Knew there was a reason. I hate when that happens. I bet you it's happened again, hasn't it? Yep. That drives me bonkers. Just suck it up and deal. Yeah, pretty much. Doesn't mean you have to like it, but it's not the end of the world. I get physically ill, I get stomach cramps, and I gotta go to the bathroom and stuff when I gotta leave, and... It's like I said, my brother, he understands, but he doesn't understand. He understands that I get sick and stuff, but he doesn't understand, like... It's one of those things. There's understanding, and then there's understanding. Yeah, it's anxiety. That's one of the things. It's anxiety, depression, fear of people, I have a plethora of issues. It's not any one thing. And for the longest time, because I was so heavy, I was like 360 pounds, every time I would tell somebody, yeah, I'm disabled, they'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, do you need me to get a wheelchair or something? I'm like, no, I'm not physically disabled, I'm mentally. And it's... Mental disability is hard because it's not something you can see. You can't just prove it. Like my brother, he has ungodly issues. I mean, he's had Achilles surgeries on both of his Achilles, on his legs, both of his wrists and arms. He's now got all these... He's all cut up. I mean, he doesn't have to prove anything. He lifts up his shirt or up his pants and you can see he is messed up physically. But when it comes to mental disabilities, yeah, there is no physical sign. Which is why some states in the United States don't recognize mental disability. For things like government assistance. Fortunately, despite my state being completely backwards in many ways, most states are backwards in some way, they actually do recognize mental disability, so I'm very happy for that. Of course, in order to qualify for it, I had to have both of my parents die. It actually said that in the judge's decision. The only reason he ruled in my favor is because both of my parents are now deceased, and I literally had nobody to take care of me. So, when my parents were alive, they never would have given me my disability unless they kicked me out and I was literally living on the street. Yeah, don't you love that? Well, as I say, it is what it is. That really depressed me when I read that in the... I forget what they call it, the declaration or whatever, when I won my case. It was like, are you kidding me? You're literally telling me that as long as my parents lived, you wouldn't give me my disability. You suck, jackass. Whoa, wait, did it all collapse? Oh, it totally did. Sweet! We're almost done. Almost done. Oop. Yeah, a lot of weirdness just in this game right now. It's just so weird. But I'm glad we're finally almost done. And then we get to start on phase 2, and there's like 10 phases. I don't know, I'd say there's probably like 3 phases. But good thing is, probably the longest and or most boring phase. Not for a medical decision. They kept turning me down because It wasn't really clear. They just said they turned me down because reasons. But then after my parents died, now, I never went to court while my parents were alive, because it wasn't until not long before my father's death that I actually started taking it seriously, realizing that I had a problem. Never thought I did. My parents were baby boomers. When they were growing up, it was suck it up, buttercup. You're just going to deal with it. It's just how it is. They didn't really get the whole mental disability thing, or mental illness is what I mean to say. But then, as time has gone by, we have research and we know that mental disability or mental illnesses are a real thing. It's not like made up in our mind. And so that's when I started trying to get my disability. And it wasn't until it was about 6 months before my mother passed that I finally got a court date for my first appeal. And then, of course, she passed unexpectedly. Oh! Hey, thank you for the sub. And then, when I went in, it took a couple of months, of course, for it to go to court and everything. And I got a lawyer they're a very famous Social Security disability lawyer in my state, in my area. And I even got to, the one that took care of my case was actually one of the two names, the actual firms is founded by, or whatever you call it. She has unfortunately since retired. But, yeah, so when I actually did finally go to the court for the appeal, and she won my case, I read I forget what it's called. It's called it's statement or something. And it explains, what the judge ruled, why he ruled that way, etc., etc. And it actually said in the declaration or whatever that the judge agreed, he ruled in my favor only because both of my parents were now deceased and I had no one else that's legally responsible to take care of me. That's the only reason the judge ruled in my... No, it's not disposition. You're thinking deposition, maybe. It's not declaration. I forget what the term... It doesn't matter. The point is, the paperwork actually said it, and I remember when I read it, I don't know if I was angry, but I was definitely upset. Because I knew immediately that the reason they'd been turning me down all this time was because my mom and dad refused to kick me out. So because my parents were compassionate, they were never going to give me my disability. Now it actually does really piss me off. Because that's not right. I could understand if I was underage, like if I was under 18, but I was already like 30, I was 31 years old when I had that decision. No, and I'd been trying since I was like 26 or 27. Now, I had never gone to an appeal. I got so distraught each time that I applied that I never did the appeal. And I never went to court. And part of it was also because I didn't have in order to win, you can't just go to the doctor once or twice. You literally have to go for years to build up a history that you're not faking it, that you really have a problem, that you really can't work, or you have problems. And so every time I would get the denial, I didn't want to do the appeal because most people would tell me it's a waste of time. There's no way, you don't have a long enough history. And then it was around 2009 or so when I finally took it seriously, and I started seeing the doc. And I also wasn't seeing doctors regularly back in like the mid-2000s. So then when I learned what I had to do, I started doing it, etc., etc. Bedridden and fought for 2 damn years. Yes, exactly. I got super lucky that they didn't, I guess it's not really lucky because I did get a lawyer when I did my appeal, but I won on my first appeal. So, but again, it's because I got a lawyer, and I didn't just get a lawyer, I got like one of the best in our area. There it goes. Oh, don't run that way. So yeah, I I'm happy about it, but the only problem is what I have is called SSI, or Supplemental Security Income. It is not meant to be your primary source of income, hence the name, Supplemental Security. Now, you might wonder, well, why did you get that and not actual Social Security disability? The reason is because I've never really worked. You have to work for so many years before you qualify for normal disability. And the reason is because you have to have a history of working in order for them to calculate how much income your income's going to be. So my income is only like it's a little over half of what my brother gets. You can't live on that. The amount that I get a month, I could maybe rent an apartment, a crappy one, and that would be it. No food, no water, no gas, nothing. I mean, I could literally sit in a room and that's it. Yes, they did that too. They had to pay me back pay. However, the back pay was capped at $10,000. And that does sound like a lot, but the lawyer took 25%, I think, so I was down to $7,500. And because my brother and his wife had been taking care of me, they couldn't do it literally out of the kindness of their heart. I had to pay back a lot of things that they'd been paying for my car insurance, my food, for like a year at that point. And I promised them that I would help pay them back. It wasn't like they did it. I told them I would. And so, that $7,500 that I made in back pay, that was gone before I ever got it. And in fact, I actually owed more than that, but people were like, we understand, you don't worry about it. I'm like, okay. Yeah, for me, it was capped at $10,000. But I think it's also like 2 years. Oh, I see you there. I see you. Sit down. So I was actually well beyond the cap because they went back to when I was 16. Since that's when, in order to claim it, you have to claim how long you've been disabled. And since I basically told them I've been this way my whole life, we just didn't know what it was. So apparently, I don't remember, it was like something to do with legality. The earliest I could claim it, or I really don't know. It was all technical jargon I didn't understand. But basically, they started my disability when I turned 16. But obviously, when you cap at 10,000, it was like 2 years or something, and I had already capped out. So, yeah, it sucks, and that's basically why I can't live on my own. I never will. And that's because of, I always wondered, I was like, how am I supposed to live on this pathetic amount of money they give me? And then I actually looked it up one day, and I was like, oh, that's why it's called supplemental security, not actual Social Security. Also, my money does not come from taxes. Like, Social Security comes from taxes. You pay into that when you work. That's where you get paid when you get older. That's not where my money comes from. My income comes directly from the U.S. government, Treasury, or whatever it is. Basically as if the money is printed by the government. It's not from taxes. So I'm one of those rare people that's like, you didn't put any money in, you're draining on it. No, I'm not. I used to think so too, but I actually looked it up, and my money does not come from taxes. Although when you think about it, the first thing I thought was, well, where does the government get its money? Taxes. So it's one of those things, it's a catch-22. It's not taxes, but it's taxes, because that's pretty much the only way the government gets money. Only count the last 5 years, that's what they told me. $900 a month, yeah, that's not far from what I get. In a crappy apartment. We live in a hotel. We live in a mobile home. And we live in one that's way cheaper than everyone else around, and it's like almost $800 a month. Actually, I think it is $800 a month. I forget. When we first moved in, it was $650, and that was in 2012. And they've slowly, over the years, they keep creeping it up. Now, the people that live around us that have moved in since we moved in over all these years, because we've been here 11 years now, they've been creeped up, and I think our neighbors were paying $950 or $900, And then and I think I mentioned it a while back, like a month ago or something like that. I was live streaming, and my brother came in and let us know we got a letter saying they were raising our rent. And apparently they're raising it to like 1,000, and then they're gonna raise it again, but they won't tell us how much they're raising it again, or how much. They wouldn't tell us when or how much more it's gonna go up by. So $1,000 a month for a freaking trailer that leaks water and is, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. I couldn't even pay the rent. And again, that's literally not water, not gas, not electricity, not food, not TV, not internet, literally nothing. I could afford, just barely. No. Oh, thank God I got her. I could afford the place so I could sit in a room, but would you please stop? But I wouldn't be able to do anything else. Wow, I went through a full stack? Damn. It's pretty crazy. Because my income is like well under the, what is it? What do they call it in the US? It's like the poverty level or something like that. I'm like way under that. No, I wish I got freshly printed money. But it's one of those technicalities. My money doesn't come from taxes. But like I said, where else does the government really get money? I mean, I thought it pretty much was only taxes, isn't it? Whatever. I suppose that means they keep rambling on about how Social Security is going to run out of money in a couple of years in my country. I guess that means when that happens, I'll be fine, but my brother's kind of SOL. Because if my money doesn't come through taxes, and that's why Social Security is going to run out, because the politicians keep stealing money from it to pay for other things, which is, I don't know how that's legal, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Rambling. But, yeah, I guess that means I'll still get my money, so, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't really understand that stuff. Like I said, I don't consider myself really stupid, but I'm not particularly intelligent. Didn't go to college, didn't do any of that stuff. I signed up for college. My parents went into a small amount of debt for it, but that was before I realized that I had the issues that I had, and I ended up, I tried to go. I got so sick, I couldn't even go into the room. I drove all the way to the school and everything, and I tried to, I couldn't do it. I freaked out, and I didn't know why at the time. Wasn't good when my parents found out either. So my dad told me, he's like, you better take your fucking ass to class. We're signing this loan for you. And I was like, I will. And it didn't work out. So, yeah. But that was 1999 or 2000. I think it was 2000. Things are different. Things are a bit different now. We understand mental illness a little better. Not entirely, but a little better. Wow, day 38 and we're done almost. Alright. I really didn't think I'd be done before day 42, but I guess I overestimated how much we had left to do. No, college doesn't mean anything. What I mean is I'm not, like, book smart. Then again, I'm not particularly street smart either. I think I'm probably pretty average in intelligence. I think my IQ is around 120-something, which I think is average, normal, whatever. I'm not dumb, but I'm not particularly smart. Average. I'm okay with being average. Almost everybody on my mother's side of the family are D-to-Ds, and I mean, like, I don't make fun of them because, you know, they're family, and I understand. Well, it's not just because they're family. I sympathize with people that have issues. But pretty much nobody on my mother's side graduated high school. Yeah, they're all they're very uneducated. And I feel bad for them because a lot of it's beyond their control. They were born that way. They're just not smart. They don't have the capacity. My mother was one of 5 children, and she's the only one that went to college. And I'm not sure if all of her sisters and her brother went to or finished high school. I think 1 or 2 of them at least didn't. Most of my cousins didn't finish high school. And yeah, they're not very bright. But I mean, I still love them. They're family. I hang out with them, talk to them, do stuff. It never bothered me none. But I know most of my genes are the mental illness is definitely from my mother's side. Pretty much everybody on my mother's side has mental problems. My father's side, diabetes. Well, then again, my mother's side, diabetes too, but yeah. My intelligence is definitely from my dad's side, not my mom. Which is funny, because my mother was way more intelligent than my dad. It's so strange. And anything but a paycheck. Yeah, like I said, I'm a fan of knowledge and stuff. I wanted to go to college. Well, okay, I was conflicted. I wanted the knowledge and the experience and stuff, but I didn't want to go because, like I said, it made me sick. Which is why I absolutely hated high school. Well, school in general. I was always sick when I went, but it was relatively minor when I was young. I never did well with people. I always did really well, except for socializing. I always got negative marks for that. Does not... They would say, does not get along with others, but that doesn't mean, like, I fought with anybody or anything. I avoided people. I never talked to people. I didn't work well in groups because I was quiet and shy, and I just did not talk to people. So I always got negative marks for that. And I always laughed at Moon Knight, because he was like, oh, man, now that I work and everything, and I'm an adult, I would kill to go back to high school. And I'm like, not me. I would kill not to go back. Because he enjoyed high school. Most people did. Not me. School in general was an absolute nightmare. I hated it. Dreaded every minute of every day. Please don't call on me in class. Please don't call on me in class. Please don't talk to me. I never did any sort of school activities before, after, or during school. Because I wanted to get home. I wanted to go home. I wanted to be in my room and be left alone. My brothers were both very outgoing, extroverted people. They did sports. They did after school and during school activities. They did all sorts of stuff. Volunteered with friends. They did all that. I never did. They hung out with friends after school and did things. Nope, not me. I was the oddball. I rarely left the house, rarely left my room. Nope. And my parents did not know how to deal with it because my older brothers were 100% the opposite. They tried to get me into stuff like that, sports, when I was young, and I absolutely hated it. And all I would do is whine and cry and complain about it, and eventually they just stopped trying. They didn't know what to do. They're like, we tried making him do sports and stuff, and he hated it, and he cried and didn't want to do it. Eventually they just gave up. Both of my brothers were Eagle Scouts, and my dad was like, he was a member of the Brotherhood of Light or whatever. It's like the second or third highest rank you can get in the Boy Scouts back in the 80s and 90s. He loved Boy Scouts. He was outdoors, loved camp and all that stuff when he was young. Loved to fish. God, he loved to fish. Not me. My brothers loved all that stuff. And my dad just did not know how to deal with me. He grew up as a baby boomer in a totally different generation. They didn't understand things like that, and I never held it against my parents because I understood that they didn't get it. Some people be like, I hate my parents or whatever because they don't understand me, and I knew they didn't. But I didn't hate them because they did genuinely try. Wow. It is done. I take folks for how they behave and not how much schooling. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I look at it. You butthole. You guys suck. Put a hole in my thing. Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For me, you stupid God. But that's what I'm saying. For me, it wasn't just one or the other. It was everything. I didn't like... Are you... Cannot wait to move. Stop snickering at me. Stop zigzagging. Googly eyes. Oh! shoot. Quite literally. You know what? I killed him as I shot him on the way down. That's hilarious. Alright. But yeah, I was always one of those... I was the oddball out. I did alright. I didn't care about a lot of stuff when I was young. Like, I never cared that I didn't do, like, prom and all that stuff. But now that I'm older, yeah, I definitely regret it. I wish I'd done all that stuff. Urgh. Look at all this good stuff. Hell yeah, get in there. Oh. We need clay. Do I have an... Oh, I got lots of clay. Hell yes. Although I should probably start emptying these out. Because we are going to be moving. In fact, we got 2... I need nails. Nails, nails, nails. Oh, that's nowhere near enough. Hand over some nails. We'll say 300 should do. 170. Oh, I see. It's because I don't have any clay. Well, you know what? That should be enough to get me going. Let me guess. Totally full. Look at that. Totally full. And I feel like I just checked them. Okay, okay, they must have... 2 of them must have just filled. Alright, so we need to eat again. Nothing in there. Sound effect when you pull out stuff is hilarious. You know what? Perfect. 23 minutes. Just go 24 to make sure. You are almost done. Alright, let's get moving. You go up here. Oh, never mind, I already did that. Alright, you... Come on. Come on. Nope. There we go. Ooh, we got diamonds and stuff. Hell yes. Oh, I forgot. I need to go to the trader and see if he's got any good stuff to sell. I got 6 grand. Yeah, 6 grand's... Is it? 6 grand's good, but at the same time... Make a little bit of extra money. It's only going to be like 3 grand, but you know what? I'll take it. With these stupid things being so ridiculously expensive. Alright, are the piggies respawned? Yeah, piggies! Give me some of that sweet, sweet stuff. I don't need it. I just kind of want it. Plus, as you see, they love to come out and cause a problem. And they deserve to die for that. I felt bad until my first death in Alpha 18 was from a stupid pig. Now, granted, I did lodge a spear in its face, but that's no reason to murder me. Well, actually, it is, but we're just going to pretend that's not a reason. Alright, dear, what you got?
I am so glad to see your face. I get lonely sitting by myself all day.
Ooh, definitely buying that. Definitely want the... Oh, SMG... I really need that. Compound Bro, that's nice. A Magnum. I always take the water. Because it sounds like I got a lot of water, and I really don't. Vehicle Adventures, absolutely. Wiring, no, don't care. Antibiotics, yes.
Thanks for the business. We're open from dawn to dusk.
Because, you know, we don't have clocks. Sugar butts. Atom junkies, finally. Thank you, dear. You are the best. You're the best. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. I should go to the other trader, but you know what? I really don't want to. I want to get started on the base. Because I want very much to get... This is... Yeah, there's no way, yeah. I drive by this every time I go home, so... I didn't think it would be empty. I am so tempted to just totally level that house. Why? I don't know. Because I can. Alright, we're going to go ahead and... I think that was it. Yep. Alright. I don't think I'm going to need pumpkins ever again. This should be more than I'll ever need. I think it's mostly potatoes that I need. I think I've got well over a stack of corn. And I haven't found Grace's yet, but I don't really care because you don't need to make awesome sauce or learning elixir anymore. There's no way they're not going to nerf that. The vending machines having learning elixir and stuff. Oh, I forgot to sell the... Oh, it doesn't matter. There's just no way they're not going to nerf that eventually. It's just not possible. Alright, so... we got plenty of corn, so... 4 corn, and then how many potatoes? 5. Well, that's a 50%, which is what it's supposed to be. Except there's a 50% chance for me to get 1 extra seed. Oh, no, 50% extra crop. That's what it was. Alright, goldenrod, we definitely want 10 of those. Coffee, I think we're good on coffee. We don't need pumpkins anymore. I guess chrysanthemum? I'd love to say this is the last time I'm going to use this farm at this current location, but I know that ain't going to be the case. I don't know why I worry about where I plant them, since every time I plant them, I got to replant them again. This is the only reason I don't like this new farming thing. The only reason. I hate having to recraft and plant seeds. It's a waste of time. It doesn't add anything. It does not add immersion or anything. I know there's people that disagree, but sorry. It's one of those things where I disagree. This is not adding immersion. This is adding annoyance. I mean, if you find it fun, awesome. But, I don't. Seeds? Alright, well, we'll plant them until they stop giving them to us. Is that everything? I think that was everything. Yes. And blueberries. I just planted some because I had a bunch of extra seeds. Alright, we are done with that, so... Zip. Grab those so I can sort that. Oh, wait, where's my... I did make a tier 5, a quality 5 auger. That's kind of a spoiler because obviously, you know, you guys haven't seen that episode yet where I maxed out, but it doesn't matter. Not like that's a huge spoiler. Should be, what, 600, I think, now? Urgh. Honestly, I think 600 is what it should be by default, but, you know, that's me. Alright, I love this gun, and we will be using it in the future, but for now, we don't need it anymore. I also do not need the auger. I just wanted to get it going. Well, that's good. I gotta go out and do some wrenching for cars, because I need engines. I forgot to sell it. Oh, well. Don't need gas. Alright, so we're looking good. Gonna make a bunch of boxes for later. I think I need 15, but I need more because I'm not using my stack mod, so we'll say 20, and I've got 2 plus 17, 19, so just need 1 more, but we'll do that later. Oh, nope, not there. There. Throw that in here, throw this in there. Alright, do I have ammo? Yes, yes. Oop. Okay, what are we looking at here? Is everything good? We need more. Well, we need more of everything. But 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I try to do 1 full stack of concrete blocks at a time, which is 500. So that's 5 stacks. Alright. We need coffee again, which I think I drank most of it, didn't I? Alright, well, we're going to make 1 more stack. Yeah, look, 178. I ain't never going to use that. I mean, maybe, but I highly doubt it. Back strap. 12 minutes, perfect. much are we looking on glue? 46, 69. Yeah, see, look at that. Now, granted, when I make the 4x4 and stuff, a lot of that's going to go bye-bye, but I haven't been actively crafting any of it either, so let's go ahead and make another, say, 30. As you can see, I've got more than enough of the I almost said miracle water. Kind of is miracle water. So, and then I got red tea. I can absolutely waste a bunch of water. Well, not waste, but use a bunch of water to make glue. Oh, I'm sitting here like, why won't it take the wood? 5 minutes, not bad. Perfect. Alright. Ammo components. These. Alright. Got my... Where'd my repair kits go? Oh! Wait, no, where'd my repair kit? No. No. I had like 20. There's no way I used 20 just... I... In my hotbar. That's what I accidentally clicked. Okay. I knew something was up. Ain't no way. Alright, so food, water, coffee. I don't have 5,000 dukes. That be problem. Oh, we're going back to the trader, because if I don't, I'm gonna flop on the ground and break my leg. Don't ask me how I know that. That's totally never happened. Nobody saw it happen. No evidence, no proof. I did not break my leg jumping out down into the pit when I had less than 5,000 dukes. That never happened. Somebody tells you that, they're lying. Yeah, it totally happened. I jumped and I was like, oh, I ain't got the dukes. And then I figured maybe I would take damage or maybe sprain my leg. Nope, broke my leg. I went,
Look what the cat dragged in.
I was so mad at myself. I was like, really? Really? I only need 5,000, which this will give me more than that. 8,000? Not bad. Okay.
Thanks for letting me take care of you. And tell your friends.
If I had any, I would. But I don't, so I won't. Alright, there we go. That's good. I hate these stupid little poles on the ground. Your bike actually can take damage from them sometimes if they hit them just right. Drives me bonkers. Alright, let's get digging on the actual base. We're not gonna, just so you guys know, we're not gonna be doing a lot more in this stream. We're like probably 90% of the way through the stream. So, I know you're probably bored, and if you are, well, you can probably safely leave now and you're not gonna miss a whole lot. Alright, so put this away. We're gonna go down here. Yay! I saw you. Oh, I saw you. Good ass dog. Die. Alright. That good enough? I feel that should be good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. I don't... Yeah. Forgot a shovel. Ah, screw it. May as well. We're only going down a couple blocks. Through dirt. After that, it's stone. Yeah, that's... In case you're wondering what we're doing, we are putting in the permanent entrance to the actual base. And The zombies will not see this as a viable path. But to further discourage them, I'm going to put doors down here, steel doors. They just will not come this way. First of all, it's going to be too far from where the base is. And I'm going to have another spot that's way more tantalizing for them. There we go. So they will never see this as a viable path to me. Now we're just going to dig a hole until we get to the hole that I already started digging, which is quite a bit. In fact, we're going to go ahead and drink a coffee, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be too far to go without exhausting myself. So first things first, I want to get the forge room set up, which is to the north, all the way on the other side. And I've got to dig a pathway from here on bedrock, so this is going to get us to where I've already started, and then we got to go to the other side and dig way further north. Hopefully far enough that screamers won't spawn inside the pit base, like down on the ground. That way, when I'm leaving and stuff, when I'm going through the path we just entrance, they won't see me from over there and scream and annoy the living crap out of me. I'll tell you what, I picked a really good spot if you want resources, man. They are everywhere. I grabbed a ton of iron, oil shale, and nitrate just digging out the base. And if I'd actually dug, like, into the ground itself, I'd have gotten way more. I'm pretty fortunate in that respect. Ah, stop it. I hate that. It's so weird that it does that. Oink, 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 oink. All right. Nice. And here we go. Now, our actual base is going to be a bit further to the south. This is just going to be the pit base, the pit part that I'm going to use to lure screamers, theoretically, if they do come here when I'm making things in the chem station, etc., etc. So, we need to... Actually, we need to go 2 higher, because once I put the floor in, which I didn't bring the blocks, because of course I didn't, I want it to be 3 high, or 2 high, no, 3 high above where you walk, so gotta knock it out 1 more for the block on the floor, and then 1 more so I have a 3 high on the ceiling. And this is gonna be widened to 3, but see, why did you hit way up there, you gooch? This is gonna be 3 wide all the way back here, but for now, I just need to get the floor in, because otherwise, you see how you do this, and sometimes, although rare, you can glitch and fly through the floor, or the walls and stuff. It's not fun. So I gotta get a floor down so that it's nice and flat. And then, off camera, I'll do even more work. But for now, this is good enough. Yep, I definitely want to stop soon because I am freaking-gree. Food, food, food. Okay, stop. Making myself hungrier. Well, like I said, I'm not going to end just yet, but I hope you guys did enjoy the little, brief stream. I'd like to stream again, if not today, maybe tomorrow. I might stream the personal world. I think I just finished day 30. My new one. Basically, I've made my base in the new Ostrich Hotel. It was my favorite POI until they removed it, and God, I don't know what it was. 17, 18 alpha? I don't remember. But it's just basically a hotel, and they had redesigned it in alpha 20. You could see it in the POI editor and stuff, but it did not spawn in random gen for some reason. And it was so badass. It was so cool. It was like totally overhauled, and it had all these cool rooms. And it was so neat. Well, I thought that was the version that they had re-added in 21.1. Nope. I don't know why, but they apparently threw that entire version out and redid it again, and it's nowhere near as cool. It's cool, but not like it Not like the one that I saw in Alpha 20. I was so depressed when I saw that. But it's still one of my favorite POIs, because back when I first started playing in Alpha 14, it was like one of the few skyscraper-like buildings, and I thoroughly loved using it, because obviously since it was so big, it was practically impossible for the zombies to bring down. I don't know if I ever made an actual base, well, no, I did once or twice, but like, I just liked it as a POI. It was really neat. I mean, if you go look at it now, it's so bare bones and garbage compared to the new POIs that they've been adding since Alpha 17. But back then, it was so cool. I keep forgetting I jumped too high. So I bumped my head faster than I normally would. Oh. So, yeah, I made a thing, and I've already had my first Horde night, and it went horribly wrong because I left a ladder on the side of the wall, and the zombies jumped off my path and landed on it, and then all of a sudden I had a whole bunch of them in my face eating me. Yeah, it didn't end well. I died. Oh, no, wait. No, I think I... No, I did die. I jumped off the balcony and I survived, but then a bunch of them hit me, and yeah, they broke my leg or something. I couldn't run away, and then, yeah, they kind of ate me. I almost got away. I'd have got away with it, too, if it wasn't those meddling zombies. Oop. I've actually got a really cool idea. Why am I running so slow? I'm not bent down. Oh, I feel like I'm running slow. Whatever. I've got a really cool idea for the gyro landing pad and all that, but I'm not going to give it away, because I think you guys are really going to like it. Ooh, I forgot about the bag. Motor tool parts, alright, and magnum ammo, alright, alright. Alright, so this... We're going to put the ladder on this side. The ladder's going to go here. Okay, so that's where the ladder goes, which means... See what I'm saying? This is way faster than using the thing. Alright, so... I dug out too much. That's okay. That and then the ladder. I just realized I need a hatch, and I'm going to use a steel hatch, but I don't have one made, so... Have one of those. Take some... In fact, you know what? Give me a bunch of steel, because I got to make a bunch of crap. You're making stuff, so hopefully you're not. You are not. Perfect. Alt. I need 2 hatches and 1 double door. Excuse me, 1 double door, and we'll say 3 of those. That should do for now. The gyro landing pad is going to be directly above this. The idea being when I'm done, I can straight down. I'm also going to dig a ramp one of these directions, and I'm going to put below this entrance, but where I can get out. If a screamer sees me, they'll be able to run down the ramp to this lower part of this entrance, and there will be a room that I'll be able to take care of any screamer hordes, or roaming hordes, or anything else for that matter. But again, that is so much later. Yeah, that'll do. Perfect. And then we can upgrade that, and... Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just... Okay. So I can't put anything there. We'll start here. And the reason why is because I have to put... I don't have to, but I'm going to put a hay bale there so that I don't break or sprain my leg. Eventually, I'll have Parkour 4, and that won't be possible, but for now, it is not. So, I want to make sure that I protect my poor little legs. And this is mostly because I like to have a floor. I don't like the look of bedrock. As well as I said, the angle thing can cause issues and bugs, and I just ain't gonna mess with it. And the double doors and stuff are probably gonna go like somewhere in here, and the single door... You will see eventually. All I'm gonna do for the rest of this stream is I'm gonna finish the entrance here all the way up, and then after that, we're gonna call it a day. So I need to go here, I believe. Yeah, okay, there we go. Actually, better idea. Almost to the top. This is actually perfect. I can work through the night, and then on day 39 we can do the next episode. Oop, shoot. Aw, dang it. That's fine, it's fine. Just doing that in case I bump my head or something. I wouldn't fall down and have a problem. Yes, okay. Oh! Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I hit the ladder. Okay, awesome. Alright, 2 more sides and we are done, and that is the end of the stream when that happens. This is going to be way, way bigger. I'm probably going to expand this all the way to the edge of that, and like 5 or 6 blocks out on each side, but that is a later issue, which... Oh, crap. We don't actually need that, so we need this. Doobie-doobie-doo. Yeah, this is going to be super nice when this is all done. Please tell me that wasn't a screamer I just heard. No, I don't think it was. It was just the swinging sound of the pitch pickaxe. At least I hope. Okay, almost down. And back up we go. Yeah. I'm just glad you can still jump even when you run out of stamina. Because you can't swing your weapons and stuff when you run out. That would really suck. Alright, let me go and get... Actually, I don't need to go and get nothing. Punch the stuff right here. I just need 10. There we go. Hay bale. Hay bale. Anybody around? Don't see anybody. Alright. Oh, I forgot Wait, is there a... That was weird. Like I could place a block there even though I couldn't. Oop. Switch, please. Thank you. Dig this down, put our hay bale in, nerd pull up, and that is it for today. And as I said, I don't really want to do much building off camera. I know this is on camera, but for those that don't watch streams, just wanted to I just wanted to get the entrance done, and then I'll dig out probably most of the rest. And then when I bring you guys back, alright, so yes, there. And build up on top of this. And there we go. Now I've got a spot. And I don't have... I do. Tells you how Swiss cheese my brain is. You do what? Obviously you responded to something I said, but I genuinely don't remember. And I probably said it 10 seconds ago, too. Here we go. Alright. Beautiful. By building... I hate that stupid little emote thing on the bottom right of the chat. It's blocking a word. By building them up a little. I haven't tested that yet. I saw Jawoodle do a test on that, if that's what you're talking about, where he made the entrance of the top like one block up, and for some reason the zombie with nothing, just a ladder down with no hatch, and they ran right by it and went to the actual horde base. I remember that. That was awesome. Haven't tested it because it's not something I use because I don't trust it. I just can't trust. I mean, obviously I would have put a hatch on there, but I just don't trust that. I'm pretty sure it still works, but I don't know. Alright, so there's that. You found a desert. Awesome. Happy to hear that. Balaclavas. I don't know, but last outfit worked. I'll try and post here. Alva Creative World. Okay, yeah, there you go. That's ideal. It's like everything else. I don't see why it wouldn't work, but as we've learned, the Fun Pimps change things and don't document them. So there's no way to know unless, like you just said, you have to test. Yes. So glad you found a desert. Like I said, unless somebody changed the settings, by default, there's always four worlds. There's always all four biomes. It's just the wasteland is the smallest. Usually it's like 16%, I think, of the world. And then pine forest is like 40 or 41% of the world. And then snow and desert are like 20 or 21. I forget the exact numbers. If you add them up, I know it's 16 and I think 40 or 41. So whatever the difference is from 100%, divide it in half, and that's what the other two are. All right. That is it for today, guys. I hope you did enjoy the... Well, like, wow, 2 hours and 38 minutes. That's... I think the other stream that I did this was like 2:44, so that's pretty close. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. Thank you all for coming, as always, and why can I never get it right? Thank you for coming, and as always, I will see you all in the next stream or video. I will try to stream again this weekend, but I genuinely don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow. But, yeah. So have a great day, everyone. See you later, Andra. Wolf. Where's my mouse? There it is.